This is the most complete player in the draft.
He's going to be a dynamic player for this organization.
And the winner is Patrick Kane.
It's it! This is it!
Big back up by Tate. Oh, it's a goal! Panorama backhand, he scores!
Well, it's definitely pretty exciting. You know, it's I was saying before, it's been a long wait this season.
I remember Jonathan, his draft year. I remember going to watch him play at North Dakota. And we had heard a lot about both of them, and they had pretty storied successes either in London or at North Dakota.
Well, the first time I saw them on the ice, there was some magic attached to both of them. You knew that they were very unique talents. They make everybody much better, and I think players love playing with them.
It was almost like you kept waiting for them to maybe fail because it was almost too good to be true. Like, how can these guys that are so young and they almost don't know anything be that good and better than almost every other player we had?
And now a steal by Toews to Kane, he scores! Jonathan Toews able to steal it!
I remember that first year in training camp talking to Patrick, and he was just hoping to not get sent back to London. And it was pretty apparent that he wasn't going to be getting sent back to London.
If we're talking about the first time we met, it was actually when we were probably 11 or 12 years old. We were playing a team from Winnipeg in the championship. I remember we ended up winning the championship, but Johnny had like 3 goals, and everyone was like, "Who's this kid from Winnipeg?" I mean, he was special right then and there.
First goal and his first shot of the National Hockey League! Ahead comes another Jonathan Toews. He scores! Toews! Toews right circle, shoots, save, rebound, score!
Well, I think there's no doubt in his mind he's not going to make any mistake, and I think he's got that skill and that confidence. Kaner does.
I remember Kaner being the first overall pick and seeing him walk on the stage with his curly hair, and he looked like a little boy. And I said, there's no way this kid's going to play in the NHL next year.
And Patrick Kane just picked up his first National Hockey League point.
I was coaching Colorado, and I remember Johnny making a move on Brett Clark, and it was like, and Clark was a good defenseman, reliable, and Johnny gave him an inside-outside move.
What a play by Jonathan Toews!
Oh my God, and he finished, and he scored, building went crazy. I was wowed on the other side of it.
The first time I remember, both Kane and Toews was I just kind of pinched myself and said, do you think we could ever be lucky enough to have another Hall of Makita in our hands? And it was interesting, I was walking out in the rotunda, and there a man goes and said, "I'm going to buy 4 glass seats because I'm telling you, this team is really going to go somewhere."
They've won the Stanley Cup! It's over, Lincoln! The Chicago Blackhawks are Stanley Cup champions! And Lord Stanley is moving back to the Windy City! For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's 1 goal achieved!
I think in life, certain people thrive on certain things, and pressure for them is jet fuel. Some people don't like it. It holds them back. Where these 2 players, pressure is their motivator, it's their fuel, it keeps them going, it generates all the success they've had in their lives.
There are 2 names that are synonymous in this city with winning. They're synonymous with Stanley Cups, and they're synonymous with the Chicago Blackhawks.
I think people will always remember this era and say that was an incredible explosion of hockey in the city of Chicago, and the face of the franchise with Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane.
It was really pivotal that they had each other to sort of go through that experience. I think there's a lot of attention that comes on star young players, especially guys that good. But we had 2 guys, and it was almost like it helped to share the spotlight.
The reality is we knew we had 2 very, very good players, and at that point you're not thinking superstars, but you're hoping, and 10 years later we have 2 superstars.
I think people really feel an attachment to them, and thankfully they're here hopefully for the rest of their careers.
I mean, it's been 10 years living in Chicago already, so it's become my home.
We had our different paths, both ended up in Chicago, and I guess the rest is history.